them, and it's fun. I'm so happy to be in a room where it's not one of those like you guys know what I'm saying. I mean that in itself, kind of explains all of that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. So,
and he's a big motivation for like the way he says like work his butt off while his kids were young, so that now he can do those things. Back to you, Mr. Frank. Sorry.
No, dude. No, you're on fire. That's it, dude. Seriously. Yeah, all that stuff that is like being, that's one of the reasons why I like this room. It's just different. Yeah. There's real people here trying to give back. It's not a fucking pump room. It's not a, pump and dump room. There's a lot of them out there. And, if you could use your work, or the skills that you have and your knowledge to give back to people, that's amazing. Yeah, it's not a boiler room type. It's Roland has created such a beautiful environment for so many people in here, and I think it's setting him apart from the others, and someone in here, Mujeres and someone else posted, they were in other rooms, right? We're not going to mention those, but there are other areas that just muddy the industry. Am I right, guys?
Oh yeah, I see it every day.
I was in those too, and I felt like I didn't even want to say anything in the rooms because I didn't want to get stomped on for being like, you didn't see that? I'm like, aren't we all learning? Everybody wanted to act like they were like, I have no problem sitting in the room and saying I traded 50 shares. That doesn't bother me. I don't have an ego that I'm worried about getting stepped on. We're all here for the same reason. You can't pretend. Why are you here then if you're a million? Like, obviously, Mr. French, you're here and you're incredible. But like, for the most part, people are in there. You're in there to learn. So like, why is it? Was that the bully in high school? I don't know. I was never that. I never dealt with that crap and was never that guy.
I was never that guy. I was always an athlete, and I was successful at mostly everything I did. But I love people.
Yeah, same way.
That's what I come. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, we were just agreeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. When you love people, dude, I think that's why I love that Roland was always hosting these like group camps, I'm like, that's badass, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's badass. Like, you got a room full of people that are wanting to be part of something greater than just them. And I thought that was cool, dude. And man, I'm telling you, it's a great room, man.
Got me.
And if you can share and learn if you can share and learn anything, even from, like, I'm learning from you guys, because, sometimes you forget. I've been in your shoes, guys. I've been in your shoes. And sometimes when you're, like I said, you guys already know, I make 3 to 5K a day, every single day. But I forget what it is like to be, at that stage. And it's a beautiful reminder. And I love being brought back to that mentality and the struggles that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love it, dude. I remember, I'll tell you a story. I remember I used to get so frustrated with trading because I was red for like 3 months, 4 months. I couldn't get it. And I'm a smart guy. And I got in my car and I just drove for like the whole day. My wife was like, where'd you go? I was like, I just needed to be alone. And I told her, I don't think I can do this. I think I'm going to quit.
Wow.
And Jesus, dude.
God, imagine.
Yeah. And now I'm a millionaire, and
yeah.
Regardless of that, that's how hard. And that's why, Agraz, when you said what you're doing, I said, what in the heck do I have to do to fucking get this? This is so hard. I cannot get this. It was hard. And now that I'm at the elite, the level that I'm at, I'm so grateful that I did not give up. Yeah. I'm so grateful that I did not give up.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of athletic people probably would relate to that in general. Like I do jiu-jitsu, and it's like the parallels between that journey through your like belts and jiu-jitsu in this, mm-hmm. It's totally interlinked. And kind of like what you were saying a few minutes ago about, just the different levels of people in here and kind of forgetting what it's like to go back and all of that. It's very similar. Or actually, no, you were saying how everyone in here is, willing to help each other, whether they're at your level or not. And it's very similar like that in jiu-jitsu, where like you and Roland are like the black belts on the mat. And, there's not really too many black belts that you would come across that are, arrogant and not willing to help people. And then, it's like you have the newer people that are, they have a little bit of knowledge and they're able to kind of help the people down there at their same level, which is why I wanted to get this group together every week, because I know there's a lot of us that, may have like little pieces of information here and there. Like I just figured out how to lay out the flexible grid on Thinkorswim recently, and it's changed everything for me. And so like little things like that, that Roland and you don't have time to explain, all of us, can do that for each other. And that's why I wanted to, get a bunch of people together who are willing to get on the mic and chat, because, I think, you're probably an anomaly of traders who've just figured it out on their own. I don't know if you were part of a group or anything like that early on. It seems like you just kind of did it alone and figured it out. But, there's like other successful traders. I don't know if you've heard of this young guy, Jack Kellogg, but he talks a lot about how, his community and reaching out to other traders played a big role in his success, and he moved in with one of a guy in, another state. And then they had like 4 or 5 guys in there living together trading. And now that guy's made, $13 million or something. And so I just started realizing, like, when I got in here first, like last summer, this was like the first time I was in Roland's group. I went to his boot camp in 2019 and stuff, and I didn't even know about the Wolfpack back then. But, for probably like 6-7 months, I was just like kind of in here quiet. I didn't really, talk too much. I didn't reach out to anyone, and I was really struggling because I was just like doing it on my own. And I'm kind of glad I did that, because it forced me to figure out how I can approach the market. And from listening to you over the last month or so, Mr. French, I've realized like I really align with that. I like to buy things, like on the wicks, deep on support levels or key levels, and I wasn't very sophisticated about it, but I had some sick entries back in the day, and I got away from that. And, I started focusing on, I gotta have like a set of patterns that I can follow, and have like a bunch of data backing it and all this shit. And like, I kind of just realized if you're buying where there's good risk reward, you can see certain like different patterns set up. Like you don't have to, it's just like in jiu-jitsu. You can't show up on the mat and be like, I only armbar people, doesn't fucking work that way. You're going to miss everything. Like, you're never going to be at the party, that sort of thing. And so I think it is important to be able to like have that quiet period where it's just you in the market, because like recently in the last week or so, I just stopped opening the chat. Like I'd look, pre-market a little bit, see what people were talking about, say what's up and all that. But as we got towards the open, I'd close it, and for that first hour or whenever it is that I'm looking to take my entries, I keep it closed. Like I don't want to be influenced by anyone. I don't want to influence anyone. And, I'm not good enough to, at this point, to be able to like call out plays and be like, this is setting up. And I certainly don't want to be, pretending like I'm seeing it on the fucking tape,
Yeah.
And so, I think it is important to have that, time early on where you're just trying to figure it out for yourself and see, because it's such a personal game. Like none of us are sitting at the computers next to each other in person. We're just in the chat. So there's no one watching you click the buttons, and you have to know how to click them yourself and make those decisions, getting in and getting out.
There are a lot of key points you touched on, man. I love it. You said, black belts and stuff like that. I come from a background of athletes, and so teamwork to me is important.
Yeah.
And not just an individual, like you said, and I think that mindset, where if you're a leader, use your, I guess you could say, your skills for positive. And that's exactly what Roland's doing.
Yeah.
And so when you have that, because Dude, the guy, he's traded so well and done so well, he could literally just trade alone for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of skill that you can take away in this industry. And one of the reasons why I like getting on voice is because I want to be able to like share what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? I want to be able to like, you guys have seen it where I've squeezed the shit out of shorts and I've been on voice, and I mean, I'm in from the bottom.
Fucking wee, man.
Right?
Yep.
And massive, and so that you guys have seen it where it's like that's not a, you know what I mean? There's no malintent there. It's like, guys, check this out. I'm about to fucking see a squeeze right now, and this is how you spot them, and like that's a black belt in trading.
Yep.
I'll be honest, I did an impression of you the other day when Roland was hitting that trade at the end of the day and after hours. So,
Did you?
Yeah, I just came into the room and I was like, boom, that's why we hope.
Hey, that's why we hold. That's why I hold.
It's that simple.
Dude, he made close to $8,000 on that trade. Think about that.
Fucking awesome.
Think about that. That is $8,000. That's what people don't even make a month in one trade.
And he's just taking 200 off, 200 shares, 200 shares, 200, like, you know, his last 1,000, well, like, should I hold him? And it was like, and then he made the move where it was small, where it's like, you know what?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And that knowledge, guys, what's the point? And, you know, it's clear. That's why he has, I'm telling you guys, that's why I admire him, because he has trader therapy. He does so much. And I'll tell you the truth, man. Live trading, it's fucking hard. Don't think it's fucking easy. It's not.
Oh yeah.
That's why a lot of traders trade quietly in silence, alone, and trading live is hard.
I think it's like singing and playing the guitar at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Because your emotions are in, but you're in the trade.
Well, that's what I like what you've been saying recently, how you're like, trading isn't, you know, this like looking back and all of that stuff. It's in the moment when you're watching the tape and you're clicking the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah, a lot of people, I feel like, and, you know, myself as well, you know, at times it's so easy to look at the chart and be like, well, yeah, fuck, if I had bought it there, you know, or if I had held it or whatever.
Oh yeah. I love seeing those chart breakdowns, like, oh yeah, I took it right here and I sold. I'm like, oh, how perfect. Wow. You know,
Yeah.
It's that, like, I guess you could say, what did Roland call? I call it hindsight.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but Roland calls it something else, or like, I don't know. He calls it something else, but it's always easy. That stuff is good for you, though. I will tell you, that stuff is really good for you when you're beginning, because you can see. But watching it live, getting on voice. Like right now, I'm completely on voice and I'm not focused on trade, but I'm seeing trades set up, and I'm not touching them. I'm not calling them out. I seen LIFW setting up and running. I'm watching CNXA run. I'm watching NOVS run. I'm not touching anything, because my mind is 100% in this conversation, and you know, where I guess we could say we're feeding the souls right now. We're not necessarily feeding the trading. You know, we're feeding the spiritual side of trading. Here's one thing that I will tell you that helps a lot too. If any of you guys are meditators, that stuff really does help. Meditate.
Yeah.
Allow yourself.
I've never done it. I hear about it all the time. Never done it.
Yeah, just look up like mindfulness meditation. That's a pretty simple one to start with.
What's it called? Mindfulness?
Mindfulness, yeah.
You can allow yourself to be successful. You can allow yourself to be fearless. You can allow yourself to do the things that are you know, I'm just going to leave you with that, because I'm going to take a break and go to Power Hour and come back in Power Hour. But what I'm saying is, you really can, because here's what happens. In the stock market, whatever emotional trauma you have faced in the past, it will resurface. It will expose you.
Yeah.
And whatever, and I wanted to make sure I touch this before I leave, because you said it, like, when you go through a tough time in life, it doesn't matter what it is, whatever you find tough for you, your body has sort of a memory where it holds on to it, right?
Yep.
And when you're trading, your emotions are in the fucking trade. Your live money. That's where your emotions are tied to your P&L. They really are.
Yeah.
And when you're trading and you make a bad decision and it goes against you and you take a loss, it will resurface the emotions. And trading is one of those things where you're going to be wrong more than you're right. So you're just going to open up wounds and wounds and wounds. And so you have to allow yourself to accept being successful and, memorize the things that are good. And that's why I say celebrate the wins, not just the losses, because everybody remembers the losses. You ever have, like, say, 3 green days in a row, and then on the 4th day you have a small red day, but you can't get over the goddamn red day?
Yeah.
It holds like a weight on you, almost like anxiety or something that you have to get done. Like you have and it's almost like having another green day,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, that weight, that is such a strange weight where it's like you have a task to get done, or that's how it weighs on me almost, where it's like, it's just on me. It's like a skunk or a snake.
It's like a bad smell you can't get rid of.
Yeah, like we talked about a while back where what the hell was it? We joked about something. Oh, about how you feel dirty if you go into it, you make money on a trade that you aren't supposed to. Like, I think Roland, we were laughing about it, and like we're like, even though you whatever, but I'm just saying, like, exactly what you said. It could have an entire green week, a red Friday, and it's like that weighs on you more than the other one would.
It's crazy. Let's just say you make $500 for the week, right? And then on Friday you lose 150, and now you only made 350. And then you start beating yourself up, and you start, and you go into the weekend all like, man, blah blah blah, this and that, and so it's like,
I guess you have to find a way of looking at it as a whole. Like, how did I do this entire week, this month? Like, just like you're gonna look at the whole month. My month was green, yeah, but you might have had 4 or 5 red days, and I guess that's the concept, that you have to look at it like that, as the whole picture, not just like 1 day, 2 days, because that's really not what it is.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Like, you add the whole year up, all right. It doesn't. You have to have those losses, and it all comes back to what you were saying. You have to be okay with the losses because it's a part of the process. A lot of the time, 30-40% of the time. Not unless if you miss the French.
No, I mean, you're right, dude. They weigh heavy. It's weird. I'm telling you. So again, the psychological aspect of trading, guys, just do me a favor. Don't just work on the technical aspect and of memorizing. Allow yourself as well to work psychologically on yourself. When you do both of them, I'm telling you, it's just like adding. You know how we're adding tape reading to the already skills that you guys have, dip buying and stuff like that. It's the same thing. Work on the overall. And the reason being is, once you start allowing yourself to be successful, to nail a trade, to hold longer, to whatever it is that you're struggling with, you're going to it's just a powerful thing. It does work.
Yeah.
It does work.
And I hope people got what you were saying just a few minutes ago about, how you're, if you've had that, like the past trauma or whatever, that's going to come out in your trading, because it is so true. Like, it's not just the emotions of the financial part of it when you're up or you're down. If you're down on a trade or whatever it is, it's like all that other like baggage that you might have starts to it's playing out in the back of your head, because it's like, oh my God, I have to be successful at this. I have to see that I can do this. Like, I have people counting on me. I'm counting on me. Like, some people have kids and so on and so forth. And it's like all of that is playing out in the back of your head. It's not even just the money part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It really is, guys. Powerful conversation, man. Powerful conversation.
Well, I'm glad my back was screwed up today so I could stick around for a while.
Well, awesome. Great to chat with you guys. It was
That's what I'm talking about. It's weird. Both of you, Agraz and Crazy Canuck, they sound alike. Am I the crazy one, or do they? You guys
Little
sound
bit.
alike. I couldn't differentiate your accents.
Oh, really? All right. I don't know.
Crazy Canuck, are you in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Nah. I swear, I was like, "Is that Crazy Canuck?" Because you guys sound similar, man. Anyway, I'm gonna.
Anthony, by the way, is my actual name, but Agraz is fine.
I thought, and you said you're Italian, so I was like, it's either Tony or Mario. Or...
My name is Anthony Grassi, so Agraz has been my screen name since 1996 when AOL came out. And but my grandfather was Mario Luigi, in case you were wondering.
Oh my God!
Oh, there's a classic name, Mario Luigi. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And my last name in Italian means fat, so my wife's like, my name is Cat Fat. If you think you're naming the kids, you have another thing coming. And I had no choice in naming the kids. Just little tidbits about me.
Oh man.
That's awesome, guys. That's awesome.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Well, good chat with y'all.
Yep, definitely. I'm gonna do some journaling over here and maybe hit something power. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll come back in power. I'm gonna take a quick break, but powerful conversation. Again, guys, it's not always about trading, you know, but these conversations are so much to learn from and take away. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right. Thanks for hanging out, my man. Both of you
Thanks,
guys.
Mr. French.
Oh yeah. Thank you
you
guys.
too.